10. Giant monster fossils. Recently discovered, have shocked scientists. The two words monster partly convey the terror they evoke. Imagine what it would be like in the ancient world to see a crocodile measuring 6 meters long or a giant snake the size of a 7-story building. These monsters once roamed the prehistoric era, and certainly not everyone knows about them. Luckily, they have been extinct for hundreds of millions of years, and what we see now are likely just fossils, which only depict a tiny part of their existence in the past. Let's take a look back at some of the most iconic fossils ever discovered in today's video. Fossil of the Chinese dragon, 240 million years old. Scientists have recently unveiled impressive fossils of an ancient marine reptile named Dinocephalosaurus orientalis, commonly referred to as the Chinese dragon. This creature lived about 240 million years ago during the Triassic period, a time known for its rich biodiversity. The fossils were discovered in limestone quarries in southern China in 2003, but due to incomplete specimens, scientists could not accurately determine their shape. Recently, researchers found additional fossils and reconstructed the appearance of the Chinese dragon, which measures up to 5 meters in length. Nick Fraser, head of natural sciences at the National Museum of Scotland, emphasized that this discovery offers new insights into a strange and wonderful world during the Triassic, puzzling paleontologists. The striking appearance of Dinocephalosaurus orientalis resembles mythical dragons, featuring a neck nearly 2.3 meters long with 32 individual vertebrae, while giraffes and humans have only 7 neck vertebrae. This long and flexible neck likely helped it ambush prey effectively in shallow waters. The fossils of the Chinese dragon provide not only information about its body structure, but also insights into its survival strategies. Researchers found fossils of several intact fish in its stomach, indicating it was an efficient predator. Additionally, its serrated teeth and paddle-like limbs suggest it was well adapted to life underwater. Dinocephalosaurus orientalis is not closely related to the modern snake-headed lizard, having evolved about 40 million years later. Research on this reptile will help us better understand the evolution of such creatures and the function of its long neck. Intact fossil, shaped like a dragon discovered after 110 million years. A 110 million-year-old fossil, resembling a dragon curled up in sleep, has been discovered and is considered the most intact armored dinosaur fossil ever found. This ancient fossil was accidentally uncovered by an excavator operator at a coal mine near Fort Murray in Alberta, Canada, in 2011. Subsequent research revealed that this fossil belongs to a newly identified herbivorous nodosaur dinosaur. The remarkable preservation of the creature's remains is attributed to its location at the bottom of a river. It is believed that a large flood swept the dinosaur's body out to sea, burying it under the ocean floor, where it became covered in sediment and gradually fossilized. This ideal preservation condition has kept the dinosaur's remains intact, appearing as if a dragon is still curled up asleep. Typically, only the bones and teeth of dinosaurs survive decomposition after death and become fossils. However, in this case, the rapid burial in mud preserved the entire armored spikes completely intact. For the scientific community, finding this fossil is akin to winning the lottery. Prehistoric biologist Jacob Vinther at the University of Bristol exclaimed that the well-preserved sleeping dragon fossil looked as if it had just been walking around a few weeks ago, and he had never seen anything like it. 237-million-year-old strange creature. Recently, a 237-million-year-old fossil of a strange creature was unearthed from Triassic rock formations in southern Brazil, capturing significant attention in the field of paleontology. This species has been identified as a new member of the extinct group Silosauridae, described as dinosaurs but not dinosaurs. The newly named Gondwanax paracensis has a dinosaur-like appearance with long, slender limbs. Notably, its 2 front limbs resemble human arms, a rare feature among ancient reptiles. This discovery raises many new questions about the evolution of the Silosauridae group, which remains enigmatic. According to widely accepted hypotheses, Silosauridae may be closely related to the Dinosauria branch, while some researchers argue they belong to a dinosaur lineage that thrived in South America. Despite the ongoing debates about their evolutionary origins, it is clear that Silosauridae inhabited the land during the Triassic for over 30 million years. This makes data on this group of reptiles in the fossil record quite limited, rendering the emergence of Gondwanax paracensis a valuable opportunity to explore their origins and place in the reptile family tree. With an age of 237 million years, Gondwanax paracensis is not only one of the oldest dinosaur-like creatures discovered, but also features 3 intriguing vertebrae, which scientists previously believed existed only in more evolved forms of reptiles. Giant vampire fish, a fearsome meat-hunting machine. Chinese scientists recently discovered fossils of 2 unusually large prehistoric lamprey species in Liaoning Province, China, providing clues about the history of a blood-sucking species that has existed for over 360 million years, surviving multiple mass extinction events. These jawless eel-like fish are sometimes referred to as water vampires because they latch onto their prey and suck blood through their tooth-filled funnel-shaped mouths. Previously, scientists were uncertain about how the prehistoric ancestors of lampreys fed due to a lack of fossil evidence. However, researchers working at the Yanliao biota, which holds a significant collection of Jurassic fossils along the borders of present-day Inner Mongolia, Hebei, and Liaoning, unearthed the fossils of 2 160-million-year-old lampreys, helping to fill in these critical gaps. The researchers named them Yanliao Maison oxysor and Yanliao Maison ingens, with their species names meaning killer in Latin and large teeth in Greek. Researchers from China and France analyzed these precious fossils, the largest of which is 64.2 cm long, and discovered that lampreys became predatory during the Jurassic period when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, approximately 201.3 million to 145 million years ago. The study showed that lampreys also had carnivorous capabilities and could grow up to 10 times longer than the earliest lampreys. These Jurassic lampreys developed advanced feeding structures, having the strongest biting structure among known fossil lamprey species. It is known that lampreys are remarkable creatures. They may have been weak and small in the past, but they have endured and survived at least 4 mass extinction events, including the Great Dying 252 million years ago, also known as the Permian-Triassic extinction event, which wiped out over 80% of marine species. These new fossils have allowed researchers to reconstruct how the ancestors of today's lampreys lived, as well as their biological characteristics and evolutionary processes. The research team also discovered that this lamprey species evolved complex dental structures to grasp and bite prey, while also being able to store enough energy to initiate the 3-stage life cycle during that era. The mystery of the 369-meter stone dragon in China. On the second day of the second lunar month in 1988, a local resident named Quang Dianfuang from Quangdao village in Handan, Hebei Province, China, woke up early and began cleaning his yard. He then went to Mountain Goalong to collect sand for home repairs. However, while he was working, he unexpectedly unearthed a strange object. It resembled stone pillars lying flat. Curious, Quang Dianfuang decided to see what it was, only to find that the more he dug, the longer it seemed, as if it had no end. Intrigued, he ran back to the village to call his neighbors. He kept insisting that what he found looked like the spine of a gigantic creature. Some villagers recalled that it was indeed the day the dragon awoke. Could Quang Dianfuang have found a dragon? As expected, after many days of hard work, they revealed a stone dragon measuring 369 meters in length. Moreover, the villagers also excavated 9 smaller stone dragons. Although smaller, each was still 200 to 300 meters long. Strangely, the cross-section of these stone pillars displayed numerous clearly defined circles, resembling the growth rings of a large tree. The outer color of the pillars was lighter, becoming darker towards the inside. This type of stone had never been seen before. Even stonemasons reported that it was difficult to find any stone that could be carved into such a large dragon within a radius of several dozen kilometers around the village. So how did these stone dragons form? Some speculated that they were fossils of a dinosaur, while others thought they were simply a type of natural stone. However, most villagers believed that the stone pillar was indeed a real dragon. Upon learning of the news, the local government immediately sealed off the area and invited a team of experts to investigate. Based on their findings, the stone dragons were determined to be at least 30,000 years old. They found no biological data on the stone dragon, proving it was not a fossil of any animal. The largest dragon was located in the center, with 5 dragons to the left and 4 smaller dragons to the right. Villagers stated that this arrangement is known as Thap Long Kui Tu, or the gathering of 10 dragons. Archaeologists proposed the initial hypothesis that these dragons were man-made artifacts from ancient times. Based on the very clear segmentations, this aspect seemed likely to have been created by humans. Furthermore, on each section of the stone dragon's spine, experts found several light-colored remnants of connections. They believe this might be a special adhesive used by ancient people to create the core of the stone dragon. This hypothesis aligns with the fact that the names of the places around the village are all related to dragons, such as Mountain Goa Long. It is quite possible that ancient stonemasons created this stone dragon based on local legends. According to tradition, these dragons are said to gather here to protect the tomb of 3 generations of the Zhao kings, located not far away. Local residents describe that these dragons appear to have very carefully carved features, with segments of the dragon's spine rising and falling, and even parts resembling claws. However, villagers reported that when they found the dragon, its mouth was still spewing water. This led scientists to theorize that it might have been an ancient water reservoir. Most experts lean toward the hypothesis that these stone dragons are masterpieces of nature. After examining the geological structure of the stone dragon, scientists discovered that its surface bears traces of ancient oceans. The fractured structure indicates that the layers of the dragon were formed by wave erosion. In other words, based on the rock structure, this area was once a vast ocean. Over time, the sea receded. The ancient marine sand lost its moisture and solidified, eventually forming the stone dragon. However, some argue that Handan has not had a sea for over 2 million years. These stone dragons may have formed through the cementation of limestone from ancient rivers. Regarding other parts of the dragon, these details were not carved by ancient people, but rather formed from a branch of an ancient river. The dragon's curves correspond to the bends of the rivers from that time. The riverbed had accumulated a lot of sand, which over time dried out, causing the underlying sand to shrink, weather, and evolve into a hard material like stone. The presence of many smaller dragons next to the massive one is attributed to the ancient river changing its branches over time due to flooding. Additionally, alongside the dragons, villagers found many stones shaped like dragon eggs. From the stone pillars discovered, ancient people likely added decorative heads and sharpened the claws of the dragons. Archaeologists find this hypothesis plausible, especially since the dragons were found without tails. Thanks to these giant stone dragons, the village of Quangdao has seen a significant boost in tourism. The story of these dragons has attracted many visitors from all over to admire this masterpiece of nature. 180-million-year-old dinosaur fossil. Paleontologists in China have recently discovered a gigantic dinosaur skeleton believed to be from the Jurassic period. This is considered a national treasure, as finding a complete fossil like this is extremely rare. Specifically, the 180-million-year-old dinosaur fossil was discovered in the city of Lufeng, Yunnan Province, in southern China. The dinosaur is estimated to be nearly 26 feet long and lived on Earth during the Jurassic period, which lasted from about 201.3 to 145 million years ago. Based on discoveries and analyses of the tail and thigh bones, Mr. Wang Tao, director of the Dinosaur Fossil Conservation and Research Center, believes the fossil may belong to a dinosaur in the genus Lufengosaurus. However, to determine its exact species, researchers will need more time and hope to find an answer to this challenging question soon. 20-meter ninja monster. Ninja Titan Zapatai, a unique creature, was found in the Bajada Colorada Formation of the Lower Cretaceous in northern Patagonia, Argentina, a sanctuary for giant monsters. Comparative analyses and anatomical studies indicate that this fossil is closely related to the massive sauropod group, particularly the titanosaur. It has been identified as an entirely new species named Ninja Titan Zapatai, or simply Ninja Titan. This intriguing name combines ninja, referring to legendary Japanese warriors, and titan, representing giants from Greek mythology. Although the skeleton found is incomplete, it is estimated that when alive, the monster was about 65 feet long. Lead author Pablo Galena stated that, dating to around 140 million years ago, this fossil surpasses the oldest known remains of titanosaur, which belonged to the species Patagodaten. approximately 120 million years old. Titanosaurs were long-necked, plant-eating dinosaurs with legs as massive as the columns of palaces. They were the largest creatures ever to walk the Earth, second only to blue whales in the ocean. It is known that the largest member of this group, Argentinosaurus, measured around 115 feet long. Giant snake fossil in Colombia. The snake species known as Titanoboa was discovered in South America, with a body length of up to 15 meters and a weight of 10,500 pounds, equivalent to nearly 1,200 kilograms. This species is considered the ruler of the rainforests 60 million years ago. Titanoboa became the largest predator on Earth after the extinction of the dinosaurs, with its enormous size influenced by the warm, humid climate of the tropical forests at that time. Fossils of this snake were found in Carajon, Colombia, and humans would seemingly have no chance of surviving if they faced it. Titanoboa is a genus of snake that lived approximately 60 to 58 million years ago during the Paleocene. The only known species is Titanoboa carajonensis, the largest snake species discovered to date. By comparing the size and shape of its fossilized vertebrae with those of modern snakes, researchers estimate that T. carajonensis was about 13 meters long, weighed around 1,135 kilograms, and was about 1 meter wide at its thickest point. Fossils of 28 individual T. carajonensis have been found in coal mines at Cerrejón in northern Colombia since 2009. Before this discovery, a few fossils of vertebrates from the Paleocene period had also been found in ancient tropical environments in South America. This species is related to the giant South American boas. The fossils were uncovered during an expedition led by Jonathan Block, a paleontologist specializing in vertebrates at the University of Florida. Since snakes are cold-blooded animals, this discovery implies that the tropical environment in which this creature lived was likely warmer than previously thought, averaging around 32 degrees C. 120 million-year-old winged dinosaur fossil. During an excavation in Chengde County, Hebei Province, China, archaeologists discovered a nearly complete skeleton revealing a previously unknown winged dinosaur species. The new dinosaur species, named Wulong bohaiensis, means dancing dragon and is about the size of a crow, but its length doubles when including the tail. It closely resembles modern birds, with its forelimbs developed into wings and its entire body covered in feathers. This species has small, lightweight, and flexible bones. Unlike birds, this dinosaur possessed a mouthful of sharp teeth. Additionally, it had an astonishing rate of feather growth. The skeleton found belonged to a juvenile, but fossil analyses indicate that it had nearly mature plumage like that of an adult. This suggests that juvenile dinosaurs may have needed feathers for functions that are not yet understood, or that they had a fundamentally different way of growing feathers compared to most modern birds. Winged dinosaurs like Wulong bohaiensis are closely related to the origins of bird species. Studying specimens like this not only enhances our understanding of ancient life, but also allows us to test theories about bird characteristics, including the evolution of flight. According to researchers, Wulong bohaiensis is believed to be closely related to Velociraptor, a feathered dinosaur that walked on two legs and lived during the late Cretaceous period, about 75 million years ago. It coexisted with another famous bird-like dinosaur, Microraptor. Thus, the new discovery in Chengde once again shows that ancient life thrived in this region. This northeastern area of China is also known for its well-preserved fossil discoveries, all of which have been studied over the past 90 years. 95-million-year-old giant crocodile fossil. The giant fossil skeleton from the Cretaceous period belongs to a completely new species of crocodile. This monster measures up to 6 meters in length and lived in South America during the time of the Tyrannosaurus rex. The fossil was first discovered in Arlington, Texas by a 15-year-old named Austin Motherall. A group of amateur fossil hunters and volunteers has been working alongside paleontologists from the University of Tennessee to excavate the skeleton over the past 10 years. The bone fragments belong to an unknown species of crocodile, named Deltasuchus motheralli, after the person who first found them. This creature lived in Texas 95 million years ago, during a time when the area was covered by seawater. It was also a location with a diverse ecosystem, home to dinosaurs, crocodiles, turtles, mammals, amphibians, fish, mollusks, and various plants. Despite this rich biology, evidence from this period is not easily found. A paleontologist on the research team noted that fossils from the Middle Cretaceous are very rare, and the eastern half of North America has very little information. The discovery of this giant crocodile skeleton, along with several other species, has provided crucial information about the biological structure of the region. Scientists have had to rush to excavate the fossils, as Deltasuchus motherali was found in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, where many high-rise buildings are under construction. The team hopes to excavate as much as possible before the area becomes inaccessible. We've just explored 10 of the most iconic fossils discovered recently. What do you think about the mysterious fossils mentioned above? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to give our channel a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other exciting discoveries. For now, goodbye, and see you next time.